was very humbling. Because how we got there was like many of the other parents have said, it's a crummy journey to Hope Harbor. It's not that the roads are bad, it's just that the roads of our lives were bad. And our daughter Katie, who's here somewhere, that's my daughter. It wasn't good at our house. We had locks in our own doors because she was stealing from us. We had trust issues. Like, we didn't trust her as far as we could see her, and even then I didn't trust her. Our family was miserable. My wife and I were miserable. We were struggling as a couple. We were struggling to be parents, struggling to do our jobs. It was awful. And we got on the internet and looked for places that could help, but somehow we were just reaching for straws. We didn't know what to do. We had done all that we had done, and we were at the lowest point, and we looked up Hope Harbor on the web. Otherwise, I had never heard of it. And I remember we looked, we talked it through, and talked to some other friends who had worked with their teenagers in similar programs out of state. And so we called one day and just made a drive down to Marshall from the Twin Cities area. And it was humbling to admit that at that point thinking I'm a failure as a father. Can't even raise my kid. Like, I have to get help raising my own teenage daughter. And I remember going in and meeting Miss Mel and Miss Cindy, and we went once by ourselves, Kathy and I did, and then we went a second time with Katie because things didn't go. We had markers set to say if she does this, we have to take it to the next level. Well, Katie was in the express lane the wrong way. And so it was only like a week later when we went down again, or 2 weeks later, we went down again, and Katie didn't think we were going to place her there. We said, Katie, this is our option. Things don't go well. Well, they didn't go well. And here's the thing is when we went to Hope Harbor for the first time, we felt peace that we hadn't felt in a long time. And nothing had been changed yet. Our lives are still a wreck. But we got to Hope Harbor, and I remember sitting on the couch waiting for someone who I don't even know to walk in yet. I'm a guy, so I didn't exactly do thorough research on the place. I did look at the pictures. And we sat there, and we were broken, but we had peace. Then we brought Katie there, and she didn't have peace, but we had peace. And then we dropped her off. Man, that car was full of tears on the way down. I was crying, she was crying, Kathy was crying. We're all crying. I went through a half box of Kleenex. It was awful. Then we dropped Katie off, and all we heard is whatever. That was her way of saying, screw you, I'm done. I'm going to get out of here in no time at all by being a really bad kid here. And we left. We were full of tears, and for honesty, for a couple of months, we were full of guilt. That we were failures, parents, we couldn't even take care of our own kid. And here's the thing, that over a period of time, Katie started to change, like some of her habits and her ways and her words, and she started to say, like, goodbye, Dad, goodbye, and hugged us, like, holy cats, what happened? Like, and then she said something that she hadn't said for years. She said, I love you. Like, this is our daughter who just nominated me for the worst parent of the year 2 months ago. And now she said, I love you. She said, I love you to Mom. We hugged and we rode home in the car. Like, we had good visits. We actually went out to eat. This is something we hadn't done. And if you haven't been there, it's awful when you can't even be as a family to eat anywhere. It's terrible. But we were able to eat together, spend time together. I actually look forward to talking to her on the phone. When she'd call, I'd drop everything. Didn't matter where I was. If I could, I'd talk to her. And we'd have a good conversation. Like a real father-daughter, like something I had longed for a long time, and Katie longed for it too. And then when she'd come home for the visits, we would actually be excited when she came, and we would mourn when she left. And so a year later, we're just fresh out of the program, and we were consumers of Hope Harbor for a year. And honestly, the first banquet we went to was last year, and it was an awful banquet. It was good food and all that junk. But it was awful because I was here broken. I was broken. And I was humbled. And the very fact that people would come and give to my family and my daughter, like we couldn't do it without help. But people stepped up. You stepped up. And for those of you who were here last year, thank you. It's humbling to receive help. And now this year, we're not here as consumers. We came back as contributors. Because Hope Harbor's made a difference in our family. We love our daughter dearly. The rest of our kids are doing pretty well as teenagers can do. I had to adjust my standards a little bit. But God is good and God is faithful. And we're very grateful for the families of Hope Harbor, all the staff who loved us unconditionally and who accepted us with all of our warts and our wounds. And they believed in something that we didn't even know was possible, which is to reunite our family. So thank you, Cindy and Mel and everybody else who was such a big part of our journey. We wouldn't be here without you. Thank you.